Have you ever seen someone in their 90s? Still walking with energy? Still laughing with friends? Still enjoying life without fear? You pause and wonder. Is that luck, or is there a reason? What if the real secret to living a long and vibrant life is not found in your DNA, but in the quiet, simple choices you make each day? Especially what you eat. Because sometimes the most ordinary foods can hold the most extraordinary power to help you live not just longer, but better. In this video, we're going to explore how some of the world's oldest people stay strong, stay mentally sharp, and live with joy well into their 90s and even 100s. They don't rely on expensive supplements. They don't follow strict diets. And most of them don't even think about anti-aging the way we do. Instead, they focus on habits that are quiet, simple, and deeply powerful. And many of those habits start with food. Science now shows that your genes account for only a small piece of the aging puzzle. About 20 to 30%. The rest, it comes down to how you live, what you eat, how you move, and how you stay connected to life around you. That's empowering, because it means your future health is in your hands, not just in your DNA. So in this video, we'll look at everyday foods and routines that support your heart, protect your memory, and keep your body working the way it's meant to. We'll learn from communities where people live the longest and break down their habits into clear, easy steps so you can apply them right now in your own life. At the end, we'll also share wisdom from one of Japan's most respected doctors, who lived to be 105, and believed that staying curious, purposeful, and simple was the true secret to long life. So if you're ready, grab a cup of tea, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Let's begin with something simple and green. If you ask the world's healthiest elders what's always on their plate, they wouldn't say supplements or protein shakes. They'd point to something that grows in the ground. Something leafy. Something we often overlook. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, collard greens, Swiss chard, mustard greens, arugula. These humble vegetables appear again and again in the daily meals of people who live past 90 and live well. You don't need to eat exotic berries or expensive powders. You just need to eat what nourishes your cells without overloading your body. And leafy greens are one of the best places to start. Let's look at why. First, leafy greens are packed with nutrients, yet very low in calories. They offer what scientists call nutrient density. That means you get more nutrition per bite. More vitamins, more minerals, more antioxidants, for fewer calories. This is essential as we age. After 50, our calorie needs go down, but our need for vitamins, minerals, and fiber actually goes up. That's why greens matter. In just 1 cup of spinach, you get vitamin A for your immune system and eyes, vitamin C for skin and cell repair, vitamin K for bones and blood health, folate, which supports your brain and heart, magnesium and calcium for muscles and bones. Now, let's talk about something that many people don't realize: the power of fiber. Fiber is one of the most overlooked nutrients in aging adults. But it supports almost every major system in your body. It keeps your digestion regular. It feeds the healthy bacteria in your gut. It lowers cholesterol. It balances blood sugar. It even helps you feel full, which can prevent weight gain without restrictive dieting. Most people over 50 don't get enough fiber. Leafy greens can help change that, one forkful at a time. And if you care about brain health, here's something to remember. Fiber is linked to a lower risk of cognitive decline and memory problems. That's because a healthy gut is deeply connected to a healthy mind. Now, beyond vitamins and fiber, leafy greens contain unique compounds called phytonutrients. One group of these is lutein and zeaxanthin. These nutrients collect in your eyes and help protect against macular degeneration, a common cause of vision loss in people over 60. Think of them as natural sunglasses for your eyes. They reduce glare, filter harmful light, and fight inflammation. So when you eat greens, you're not just feeding your body, you're protecting your sight. And there's more. Greens like kale and bok choy contain absorbable forms of calcium, without the saturated fat found in dairy. Plus, vitamin K in greens helps calcium go where it belongs, into your bones and not into your arteries. That's bone protection and heart protection in one. Now you might be thinking, but I don't like raw salads. Good news, you don't have to eat them raw. In many long-living cultures, greens are cooked, lightly steamed, sautéed with olive oil, stirred into soups, blended into smoothies, mixed into rice, lentils, or eggs. The key is not being perfect. It's being consistent. Just one serving a day, about 1 cup raw or half a cup cooked, can make a difference. Here are 5 simple ways to add greens to your day. Toss spinach into your morning eggs. Add kale to soups or stews. Sauté Swiss chard with garlic and olive oil. Blend arugula into a fruit smoothie. Mix mustard greens into lentils or beans. Remember, it's not about a big change. It's about small changes that last. Now let's zoom out. Why do greens keep showing up in longevity diets? Because they check all the boxes. Low in calories. High in nutrients. Support digestion. Protect your eyes. Strengthen bones. Help your heart. And they are affordable. Available. Easy to grow. Easy to cook. If you grow them yourself, you even get gentle movement and fresh air. That's another win. There's also something else worth mentioning. People who eat more leafy greens tend to eat fewer processed foods. Not because they are forcing themselves, but because they are naturally fuller, more satisfied, and less tempted to snack. That's a big deal. Because when you reduce processed snacks, you reduce inflammation, fatigue, and brain fog. And when your body feels good, your mind follows. So let's bring it back to one core idea. Eating leafy greens is not about being perfect. It's about creating a rhythm. A habit that becomes part of how you care for yourself. Every leaf counts. Every bite builds health. And it's never too late to start. Coming up next, Let's explore a group of foods that do more than nourish you. They bring your gut back to balance, and may even lift your mood. In part 2, we'll talk about fermented foods, and how they support healthy aging from the inside out. Let's talk about one of the oldest food traditions in the world: fermentation. You've probably heard of yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, or kombucha. But what do they have in common? They are all fermented foods. And while they might seem trendy today, they've been quietly supporting human health for thousands of years. Especially for older adults, fermented foods may be one of the most powerful additions to your daily routine. Why? Because they work from the inside out, starting in your gut. Inside your digestive system lives a vast community of microorganisms. This is your gut microbiome. Trillions of bacteria, fungi, and microbes live there. And they aren't just passengers. They are workers helping you digest food, absorb nutrients, balance inflammation, and protect your immune system. When your gut is balanced, you feel good. Your energy improves. Your sleep gets deeper. Your mood becomes more stable. Your mind feels clearer. But when it's out of balance, often from processed food, antibiotics, sugar, or chronic stress, you feel it in ways that seem unrelated to digestion. Bloating, brain fog, fatigue, trouble sleeping, low mood. This is why fermented foods matter. They contain good bacteria, also called probiotics. These friendly microbes repopulate your gut with the right kind of support. They crowd out the harmful bacteria. They rebuild your defenses. And they help restore your digestive health. When your gut thrives, so does your body. Let's look at just a few of the proven benefits. Better digestion. Improved immunity. Less bloating. More regular bowel movements. Better absorption of nutrients. Lower inflammation. Improved memory and mood. Yes, even your mood. Because your gut and brain are connected. Scientists call it the gut-brain axis. Your gut creates neurotransmitters like serotonin, which affect your emotions and mental clarity. When your gut is nourished, your mind can feel more stable, focused, and calm. That's why people who eat more fermented foods often report better sleep, less anxiety, more balanced emotions, sharper memory, and a stronger immune system. The best part? You don't need a lot. Just a few spoonfuls of fermented food per day can make a noticeable difference. Here are some simple ways to start. Add a spoon of sauerkraut to your dinner. Have a cup of plain kefir or yogurt in the morning. Stir miso paste into a warm soup. Try kimchi as a side with your lunch. Sip on unsweetened kombucha between meals. Choose options without added sugars, colors, or preservatives. Look for labels that say live cultures or active probiotics. And if you're new to fermented foods, start small. Let your gut adjust. Your body may need a few days to adapt. That's normal. You're rebuilding a foundation, not flipping a switch. One final reminder. Fermented foods aren't magic. They are just consistent, quiet support. Over time, they help your whole system work better. From the inside out. So while they may taste a little tangy, they bring deep nourishment. In the next part, we'll explore another quiet powerhouse, whole grains. They are not just fuel. They are protection for your heart, your energy, and your long-term health. Let's talk about something you probably eat every day: grains. They show up in toast, cereal, pasta, rice, crackers. But not all grains are the same. Some support longevity. Others quietly wear down your health. The difference? Whole grains versus refined grains. Whole grains still have all three parts of the grain intact: the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. That means they retain fiber, healthy fats, protein, vitamins, and antioxidants. Refined grains, on the other hand, have had the bran and germ stripped away. What's left is mostly starch. Quick to digest, quick to spike blood sugar, and low in nutrients. Think white rice, white bread, regular pasta, pastries, and many packaged cereals. They may taste good, but they don't do your body many favors. Whole grains, by contrast, give you slow-burning energy, support digestion, and help protect your heart. Let's look at why they matter. Whole grains are high in fiber, which, as we've seen, is essential for people over 50. Fiber helps regulate blood sugar, lower cholesterol, support a healthy gut, and prevent constipation. But whole grains do even more. They support healthy weight, reduce the risk of heart disease, lower the chance of type 2 diabetes, protect against colon cancer, and help you feel full longer, reducing overeating. Studies have shown that adults who eat more whole grains live longer, healthier lives. Not because grains are magical, but because they work with your body, not against it. Whole grains also deliver B vitamins, iron, magnesium, zinc, and powerful plant compounds. These support everything from brain function to immune strength. Let's be clear, this isn't about cutting out everything you love. It's about upgrading where you can. Here are some simple, delicious swaps. Replace white rice with brown or wild rice. Choose whole wheat bread instead of white. Try oats or steel-cut oats instead of sugary cereal. Use whole wheat pasta or ancient grains like farro and barley. Add quinoa to salads, soups, or stir-fries. And no, you don't have to be perfect. Even switching just one grain per day can help your health in the long run. It's about momentum, not perfection. Whole grains also help with something many people over 50 struggle with: energy crashes. Refined carbs often lead to a spike, followed by a crash. Whole grains release energy slowly. They keep you steady. That means more consistent energy throughout your day. Fewer mood dips. Less afternoon fatigue. And more stable blood sugar, which supports both your brain and your heart. Speaking of your heart, whole grains help lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, and reduce blood pressure. That's why they are one of the best foods for protecting your cardiovascular system as you age. In fact, some studies suggest that eating just 3 servings of whole grains per day can lower the risk of heart disease by up to 20%. That's powerful. And simple. If there's one place to start, try breakfast. Replace sugary cereal with steel-cut oats, topped with fruit and nuts. Your blood sugar will thank you. A final note. Whole grains don't just feed you, they feed your microbiome too. The fiber in grains supports the healthy bacteria in your gut, keeping your digestion strong and your immune system supported. So the next time you reach for a grain, ask yourself, is it whole? Is it helping me stay strong, steady, and sharp? Grains can be more than filler. They can be fuel. In the next part, we'll explore something golden, rich, and surprisingly healing. Olive oil. Not just for taste but for your heart, your brain, and your long-term vitality. Let's turn to one golden liquid that shows up in nearly every long-life culture: olive oil. Not just for cooking. Not just for taste. Olive oil is one of the most powerful ingredients you can keep in your kitchen, especially after 50. In places like Sardinia, Icaria, and Crete, olive oil isn't just a topping. It's a foundation. It appears in stews, dressings, roasted vegetables, and simple daily meals. And it's doing more than adding flavor. It's protecting hearts, supporting brains, and extending lives. So what makes olive oil so special? It starts with a type of fat. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that help reduce bad cholesterol and raise good cholesterol. That means better circulation, lower blood pressure, and a reduced risk of heart attack and stroke. But it doesn't stop there. Olive oil is also packed with powerful antioxidants called polyphenols. These fight inflammation and oxidative stress, two major drivers of aging and chronic disease. Think of polyphenols as your body's internal cleanup crew. They protect your cells, reduce damage, and help you age more gracefully. That's why olive oil is often linked to lower rates of heart disease, high blood pressure, cognitive decline, certain cancers, and even depression. Yes, depression. Because olive oil also supports brain health. Its antioxidants and healthy fats feed the brain, helping maintain memory, focus, and mental clarity. In fact, diets high in olive oil, like the Mediterranean diet, have been associated with a lower risk of Alzheimer's and age-related cognitive decline. Here's another benefit you might not expect: olive oil supports joint health. Its anti-inflammatory effects may help reduce pain and stiffness in aging joints. That's why in many longevity regions, elders remain mobile well into their 80s and 90s. They move with ease, and olive oil plays a part. Now, not all olive oils are created equal. For the best benefits, choose extra virgin olive oil. It's the least processed. It retains the most antioxidants. And it has the deepest flavor. Look for bottles stored in dark glass and kept away from heat and light. These preserve freshness. And remember, olive oil isn't for high heat frying. It's best used raw or for light sautéing. Here are a few simple ways to use it every day. Drizzle over cooked vegetables. Add to salads and grain bowls. Use in homemade dressings. Stir into warm soups after cooking. Dip whole grain bread in it with herbs. A little goes a long way. But use it generously where it fits. When used daily, olive oil acts like a natural shield, defending your heart, brain, and joints with every bite. One small bottle can hold big support. And in cultures that use it often, people not only live longer, they stay sharp, strong, and socially active. So the next time you reach for cooking oil, think gold. Choose olive oil. and let its natural richness carry your health forward. Coming up next, we'll look at another tiny but mighty ally, nuts and seeds. Packed with good fats, fiber, and plant power, they may be one of the easiest upgrades to your daily diet. Sometimes the most powerful foods come in small packages. That's especially true for nuts and seeds. They may be tiny, but these natural snacks are packed with nutrients that support heart health, brain function, and longevity, especially after 50. Let's look at why they matter so much. First, they are full of healthy fats. The kind that protect your heart, improve cholesterol, and reduce inflammation. Many nuts like walnuts and almonds contain omega-3 fatty acids, which are especially valuable as we age. Omega-3s help keep your arteries flexible, your brain sharp, and your joints more comfortable. Next, nuts and seeds are loaded with fiber. That means better digestion, better blood sugar control, and longer-lasting fullness after meals. They also contain protein, a vital nutrient for maintaining muscle mass as we get older. And let's not forget the minerals. Magnesium to support nerve and muscle function. Zinc for immune strength and wound healing. Selenium, a powerful antioxidant that protects cells from damage. Copper and manganese, which support energy production and bone health. In short, these little foods help power your whole body. But there's more. Regular nut and seed consumption has been linked to a lower risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cognitive decline, inflammation, and certain cancers. That's why long-living cultures from the Mediterranean to parts of Asia and Central America often include a handful of nuts or seeds as part of their daily meals. And here's the best part, you don't need a lot. Just a small handful, about 1 ounce, or 2 tablespoons of seeds is enough to deliver powerful benefits over time. Try these simple ways to add them to your routine. Sprinkle chia or flax seeds into your morning oatmeal. Add sliced almonds to a salad or roasted vegetables. Blend walnuts or cashews into smoothies. Snack on a small handful of mixed nuts. Top whole grain toast with nut butter like almond or peanut. The key is consistency, not quantity. And when choosing nuts and seeds, go for unsalted varieties to avoid excess sodium. Raw or dry roasted options without added oils. Natural nut butters with no added sugar or hydrogenated fats. These small changes can make a big difference. Here's one more thing to love. Nuts and seeds are convenient. No cooking. No prep. No cleanup. Just grab and go. They are perfect for travel, a quick bite between meals, or an energy boost before a walk. And they help replace less healthy snacks like chips or cookies with something your body will actually thank you for. So don't overlook the little things. In your diet, they can become mighty allies. Up next, we'll look at something just as powerful but often hidden in plain sight. The impact of sugar and processed foods. We'll uncover how these silent stressors affect your body, and how to gently reduce them for better aging. Let's talk about what might be working against your health even if you don't notice it. Sugar and processed foods. They are everywhere. In snacks, sauces, breakfast items, frozen meals, and even drinks labeled as healthy. And while a small indulgence now and then is perfectly fine, the everyday presence of these foods adds up, especially after 50. Why does this matter? Because sugar and processed foods don't just affect your weight. They impact your entire system. They increase inflammation, disrupt hormones, drain energy, and accelerate the aging process from the inside out. Let's take a closer look. Added sugars are different from the natural sugars found in fruits or dairy. They are the kind added during processing in baked goods, soda, sweetened cereals, flavored yogurt, sauces, and packaged snacks. These sugars spike your blood sugar quickly, leading to an energy crash later. And over time, they contribute to insulin resistance, weight gain, fatty liver, and even higher risks of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. But that's not all. Excess sugar can also affect your brain. Research has linked high sugar diets to brain fog, memory problems, mood swings, and increased risk of dementia. It's not just what sugar does, it's what it replaces. When sugar-rich foods fill your diet, they often push out the nutrients your body really needs. Now, let's talk about processed foods. These are foods that are heavily altered from their original form, often to make them shelf-stable, taste better, or look more appealing. Think chips, deli meats, instant noodles, frozen dinners, and sugar-sweetened beverages. Many processed foods contain refined grains with no fiber, added sugars, unhealthy oils, artificial flavors and preservatives, excess sodium. These ingredients create a cycle of craving, overeating, and inflammation. And they often leave you feeling tired, bloated, and unsatisfied even if you've eaten a full portion. That's why reducing processed food and sugar isn't about punishment. It's about making room for better choices. Here are a few small shifts to try. Swap soda or sweet tea for water with lemon or herbal tea. Replace packaged snacks with nuts, seeds, or fresh fruit. Choose whole foods over boxed meals. Cook at home more often. Read labels and look for fewer ingredients. Even one change per day can create momentum. Your taste buds adjust. Cravings fade. And your body starts to thank you with better energy, better focus, and fewer aches. It's also important to treat yourself with kindness. You don't have to be perfect. Enjoy birthday cake. Savor dessert with friends. Celebrate special moments. But on most days, let your meals come from foods that are whole, simple, and close to the earth. Your cells will notice the difference. So will your joints, your sleep, your mood, and your doctor. In the next part, we'll shift from what to avoid to what to embrace. Simple lifestyle habits that support long life beyond food. Up to this point, we've focused on food, what to eat more of, and what to avoid. But longevity isn't just about what's on your plate. It's also about how you move, how you sleep, and how you connect with others. Lifestyle habits play a huge role in how gracefully you age. And the best part is you don't need to make extreme changes. You just need to stay consistent with the basics. Let's start with movement. You don't need to run marathons or hit the gym 5 days a week. In long-living cultures around the world, people don't exercise the way we think of it. They simply move naturally, gently, and often. They garden. They walk. They climb hills. They carry groceries. They clean their homes. Movement is built into daily life. This kind of movement improves circulation, strengthens muscles and bones, keeps joints flexible, and boosts mental clarity. Even a simple 20-minute walk after dinner can improve digestion, regulate blood sugar, support heart health, and help you sleep better. Consistency matters more than intensity. Next, let's talk about rest. Many people treat sleep like a luxury. But in reality, it's essential, especially as we age. Deep, consistent sleep helps repair cells, balance hormones, and support brain function. It boosts memory, strengthens the immune system, and even helps manage weight. Adults over 50 should aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night. And it's not just about duration, it's also about rhythm. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Create a wind-down routine, dim lights, turn off screens, and avoid heavy meals or caffeine late at night. If sleep is difficult, consider calming habits like gentle stretching before bed, listening to soft music or nature sounds, practicing deep breathing or guided meditation, drinking warm herbal tea. These small changes can make a big impact on sleep quality over time. Now, let's explore something that often gets overlooked: connection. Humans are wired to belong. And in every blue zone from Greece to Costa Rica, elders are deeply woven into their communities. They live with family. They visit neighbors. They share meals. They laugh together. This sense of purpose and belonging supports mental and physical health in powerful ways. Loneliness, on the other hand, is now considered a serious health risk. Studies show that chronic loneliness can increase inflammation, raise stress hormones, disrupt sleep, and raise the risk of early death as much as smoking or obesity. That's why staying socially connected is just as important as eating vegetables. You don't need a huge circle, just meaningful bonds. Call a friend. Join a local group. Attend a faith community. Volunteer for a cause you care about. And most importantly, allow yourself to be seen, heard, and valued. This isn't just emotional advice, it's biological wisdom. When we feel connected, our bodies function better. So if you're aiming to live longer, focus not just on food, but on the full rhythm of daily life. Move often. Sleep deeply. Stay connected. Coming up next, we'll explore the story of one remarkable man who embodied these principles. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's beloved longevity doctor, who lived with purpose, passion, and curiosity to 105 years old. In Japan, there's a quiet phrase often spoken among elders. Living long is not the goal. Living well is. No one embodied this more clearly than Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's most beloved longevity doctor. He lived to the remarkable age of 105. But more inspiring than a number was how he lived those years. Even in his 90s and early 100s, Dr. Hinohara was still writing, teaching, traveling, and helping others. He moved with lightness. He spoke with purpose. And he radiated curiosity and joy. So what was his secret? Let's look at a few of the core lessons he shared, simple, yet profound. First, stay active. Dr. Hinohara climbed stairs daily even in his 90s. He avoided elevators and kept his schedule full. He believed movement was life. Second, keep serving others. He continued to volunteer and see patients well past 100. He said that helping others gave him energy, not drained it. Third, eat light. His meals were modest. He stopped eating when he felt about 80% full. His breakfast was often coffee, milk, and a bit of orange juice with olive oil. Lunch was simple, like cookies and milk. Dinner was vegetables, rice, and a bit of fish. He rarely snacked. And he drank plenty of water. Fourth, don't retire from life. Dr. Hinohara believed that staying curious and involved kept the mind young. He often said, "Don't be obsessed with schedules. Let life surprise you." He didn't chase comfort. He pursued meaning. He stayed engaged. He kept learning. Fifth, avoid stress. He believed that laughter, music, and community were medicine. He advised people to avoid anger and focus on what brings lightness. His favorite saying, "To live long, don't be overweight. And don't wear yourself out by trying to follow too many rules." Instead, he urged people to move every day, stay connected, keep learning, eat simply, and focus on purpose, not perfection. Dr. Hinohara's life wasn't just long. It was full. He left behind not just medical achievements, but a living example of vitality in old age. He showed the world that aging can be light, strong, curious, and free. And while we may not all live to 105, we can follow the rhythms that helped him thrive. Simple meals, gentle movement, a clear purpose, and a joyful heart. Coming up next, we'll bring everything together and lay out 10 simple steps to start your own journey toward healthy aging. We've covered a lot. Foods that heal, habits that support you, stories that inspire. Now it's time to bring it all together. Healthy aging isn't about doing everything at once. It's about steady steps, taken consistently, over time. So here are 10 simple actions you can take starting today to help you feel stronger, think clearer, and live better after 50. Eat leafy greens daily. Start with just one serving. Add spinach to your eggs. Toss arugula into salads. Blend kale into smoothies. They nourish your cells and protect your eyes, bones, and heart. Add fermented foods. Plain yogurt, sauerkraut, miso, or kefir. These support gut health, which supports everything from digestion to mood to immunity. Even just a few spoonfuls a few times a week can help. Choose whole grains over refined. Swap white bread for whole wheat. Choose brown rice or oats over sugary cereals. Whole grains give you steady energy and support heart and brain function. Use olive oil as your go-to fat. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in heart protective fats and antioxidants. Use it in salads, on cooked veggies, or in homemade dressings. Snack smart with nuts and seeds. Keep a small handful of almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds on hand. They support brain health, reduce inflammation, and help you feel full longer. Reduce added sugar and processed foods. Cut back slowly. Replace soda with herbal tea. Trade chips for fruit or nuts. Less sugar means more energy, less inflammation, and a clearer mind. Move your body every day. You don't need a gym. Just move. Take a walk, stretch, garden, or dance around the house. Movement keeps joints strong, supports circulation, and boosts your mood. Prioritize deep sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Keep a steady bedtime. Turn off screens before bed. A rested body heals better, thinks better, and ages better. Stay socially connected. Call a friend. Share meals. Join a local group. Connection is nourishment too. It reduces stress, strengthens immunity, and supports emotional well-being. Find a sense of purpose. Volunteer. Care for a pet. Start a garden. Learn something new. Purpose fuels resilience and adds joy to each day no matter your age. Remember, you don't have to do all 10 at once. Pick one. Then another. Let them build. These are not restrictions. They are invitations. Invitations to come home to your body. To feel good in your skin. To live each day with more energy, clarity, and peace. Coming up next in our final part, we'll reflect on what it truly means to age well, and how you can stay motivated for the road ahead. So here we are. You've taken in a wealth of knowledge, from the diets of centenarians to the habits of healthy communities, to the science behind each bite and breath. But more important than what you've learned, is what you'll do next. Because longevity is not a destination. It's a daily rhythm. It's built in the quiet moments. The small choices. The gentle shifts. When you choose greens over fries. When you walk instead of sit. When you call a friend instead of scrolling endlessly. That's when it happens. That's where healthy aging begins. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to overhaul your life in a week. You simply need to show up with intention. Each morning is a new invitation. To eat something that supports your cells. To move with ease. To breathe deeply. To stay curious. To live with a little more purpose. A little more gratitude. A little more lightness. This is not a rigid plan. This is a way of being. And remember, the science supports you. We now know that 70 to 80% of your longevity is in your hands. Your plate. Your habits. Your connections. The doctors of Okinawa. The elders of Icaria. The centenarians of Sardinia. They are not so different from you. They just live in rhythm. And so can you. Let your next grocery trip reflect your new wisdom. Let your next walk be more intentional. Let your next meal be filled with colors and care. Not because you should, but because you're worth it. This journey isn't about avoiding death. It's about embracing life. Fully. Kindly. Bravely. So go ahead. Begin where you are. Start with what you have. And know that with every small, loving step you're shaping a future of strength, clarity, and peace. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself. Here's to the next chapter. Here's to living well. And if this message spoke to you, share it with someone you love. Because the path to long, vibrant life is one we can walk together.